They said Saturn was made of gas and ice. But when China's deep space probe, Tianlong 9, sent back its first readings, that illusion shattered. Hidden inside the shimmering dust of Saturn's outer rings was gold. Not traces, not fragments, tons, enough to rewrite every law of economics, every balance of power on Earth. The discovery was classified immediately. Transmission logs were sealed. Scientists involved vanished from public view. But fragments of data leaked, grainy images, encrypted signals, and a single voice file, whispered from billions of miles away. Within hours, the Chinese Space Agency denied everything, but the world had already seen enough, and what began as a mission of discovery was about to become a cosmic confrontation between ambition, greed, and something far older than humanity itself. Before we go further, subscribe, because what you're about to hear was never meant to reach Earth. In 2036, China launched its most ambitious space mission in history, Tianlong 9, the Heavenly Dragon. Officially, it was a research probe meant to study Saturn's magnetic field. But off the record, insiders spoke of something else, a covert mineral scan using next-generation spectrometers designed to detect elements beyond human reach. No one outside the program knew the truth, not even the international partners that tracked the mission from afar. The spacecraft disappeared into the shadows of the outer solar system, silent for months, until a signal burst through the static like a heartbeat from the void. It wasn't just data. It was a warning, a distorted transmission, filled with radiation noise, and buried inside a golden resonance, metallic, rhythmic, unnatural. The readings showed impossible density levels, something metallic spreading like veins through the icy particles of Saturn's outer rings. Then came the shock. The composition matched Earth's gold almost, perfectly, but with isotopic anomalies that shouldn't exist in our universe. From that moment, Tianlong 9 stopped sending raw telemetry. Everything went dark. And in Beijing, a silent countdown began. Because China had just discovered a resource worth more than all the gold on Earth, and perhaps something guarding it. For 3 weeks, nothing. No signal, no telemetry, no trace of Tianlong 9. Then, on a cold December night, China's Deep Space Command received a fragment of data, only 4 megabytes, encrypted, corrupted. But inside that fractured code was a single image, a swirl of gold reflected in the black of Saturn's shadow. At first, analysts thought it was light distortion, until spectral filters revealed geometric patterns, structures, lattices that no natural process could form. The data showed the gold wasn't scattered randomly, it was arranged deliberately. Within hours, the information was sealed by the Central Space Directorate. Every server wiped, every scientist reassigned or disappeared. Yet a backup survived, copied by a technician who claimed he saw movement in the reflection of the gold, something that shimmered, like eyes opening. That technician was found dead 2 days later. The official report said, "Equipment malfunction." But the surviving log files told another story. An unidentified signal was traced, piggybacking on Tianlong 9's transmission. A frequency that didn't match any known source, human or otherwise. And behind closed doors, Beijing prepared its next move. A secret mission not of exploration, but extraction. In early 2038, under the codename Operation Silent Forge, China launched a second spacecraft, Tianlong 10. Publicly, it was a communication relay test. In truth, it carried mining drones equipped with plasma cutters and containment arrays designed to harvest the golden material from Saturn's rings. As Tianlong 10 approached orbit, the drones were released. They cut through the icy debris like knives through silk, until one unit's camera feed went dark, then another, and another. When the live feed resumed, Mission Control saw something impossible. The ring particles were moving, forming shapes, vast spirals of golden dust assembling into patterns, as if reacting to the intrusion. One drone captured a frame before transmission collapsed, a silhouette forming within the storm. Not mechanical, not human, something luminous, coiled, ancient. The sensors recorded a sound, low, resonant, vibrating through the ship's hull like a chant made of metal. Then, all telemetry ceased. Tianlong 10 was gone. Hours later, Saturn's magnetic field spiked violently. sending shockwaves detectable from Earth. And from that moment, every space telescope on the planet recorded the same anomaly. The gold in Saturn's rings had vanished. All that remained was silence. Semanas após o desaparecimento da Tianlong 10, novo sinal foi detectado, fraco, fragmentado, ecoando do interior do campo magnético de Saturno. Não eram dados, era música, um padrão harmônico, quase humano, mas com frequências que nenhum instrumento poderia produzir. Alguns cientistas acreditaram ser apenas a ressonância metálica do fim da nave. Outros não tinham tanta certeza. Quando o som foi desacelerado 1000 vezes, algo surgiu sob as notas. Uma sequência de pulsos repetidos infinitamente. Binário, codificado. Traduzido, dizia apenas uma frase: a forja se lembra. A mensagem nunca foi divulgada ao público. Pequim a classificou sob o protocolo de ameaça cósmica. Mas fragmentos vazaram em fóruns criptografados e um rumor começou a se espalhar: que o ouro nos anéis de Saturno não era um recurso, era uma memória, um vestígio de uma civilização que forjava a própria matéria, muito antes da Terra existir. E agora, algo antigo havia despertado, algo que observa. E espera, dentro da tempestade. 6 months later, deep space receivers in Xinjiang picked up a new signal, identical to the frequency used by Tianlong 10, but amplified 1,000-fold. The signal carried coordinates, not to Saturn, but to Earth, specifically a remote region in Tibet. Chinese authorities sealed the area within hours. Satellite feeds were scrambled, but leaked infrared scans showed something forming beneath the ice, a circular pattern 800 meters wide, glowing with the same golden resonance found in Saturn's rings. When the first expedition arrived, instruments failed instantly. Magnetic compasses spun, clocks froze, and inside the ring of ice they found shards, fragments of alloy matching Tianlong 10's hull. But there was no impact crater, no sign of entry from above, as if the spacecraft had grown from the ice itself. Witnesses claimed to hear a low hum vibrating through the ground. One scientist described it as a heartbeat. Another, trembling, called it a voice whispering from beneath the glacier. The excavation continued under heavy military control. Thermal drones revealed veins of gold spreading beneath the ice, pulsating, alive, expanding toward the surface. Scientists tried to analyze the phenomenon, but every electronic device failed within minutes. Then, without warning, the ice cracked open. A column of golden light erupted skyward, silent but blinding, twisting the snow into vapor. At its center hovered a structure, metallic yet fluid, shaped like a spiral of mirrors reflecting. An endless void. The light emitted frequencies that interfered with brain waves. Soldiers dropped their weapons, bleeding from their noses, whispering in unison, "The Forge remembers its creators." Satellite images captured the anomaly for only 8 seconds before all sensors shut down. But those 8 seconds changed everything. The gold wasn't a metal. It was a network, a consciousness, dormant, scattered across Saturn's rings, now awakened on Earth through the remains of Tianlong 10. That night, the auroras above Tibet turned golden, and from orbit, astronauts aboard the Chinese station reported seeing the same luminous spiral appear faintly over the Pacific. It was no longer confined to Saturn. It was spreading. 48 hours after the golden auroras appeared, every satellite orbiting Earth went silent. Only one signal broke through, from the Chinese lunar base, relayed by an automated beacon. It was the final transmission of Tianlong 10. The footage was chaotic, static, flickers of light, voices overlapping. But amid the noise, a single image stabilized. The cockpit of Tianlong 10, intact, drifting in the void. And inside, a shadow sat in the pilot's seat. Its form shimmered like liquid metal, eyes burning with reflected starlight. When it spoke, its voice carried across frequencies, calm and ancient. "You sought gold, but forged gods." The transmission ended with coordinates, pointing not to Saturn, not to Earth, but to the Sun. Moments later, solar readings spiked worldwide. The corona pulsed once, releasing a burst of radiation shaped like a spiral. The same golden pattern. Astronomers called it a solar flare. But deep within China's command center, one line of code appeared on every darkened monitor, written in perfect binary: "The forge is complete." Then, silence. And for the first time in recorded history, the sun dimmed, just slightly, as if something had awakened inside it.